Hi everyone, Soul Super 17 here. I'm sure it's like usual. This is a non-paid video. I made the thumbnail. I done the pictures. Alright, okay, so here's the thing. I am not 100%, you know, here. I am basically getting a little bit tired, but I did watch the episodes over again. I didn't watch them all the way through. I sort of just skimmed them. But I do think in this part, there's a lot of things that I can do. Well, not a lot, but I mean, there's some things I can do some differently. Or have Naruto or aka Rimuru say things differently. Alright? So, if I believe correctly, we are basically at the point where Naruto basically is actually not. I said I was gonna call him Rimuru from now on. Basically, Rimuru is leaving the Goblet Village. He left. He left basically the father of one of the goblins, the elder of the Goblin Lord. Oh my God. I know I heard Rigurd. Yeah, Rigurd, basically. Him. The father, basically, of Rigurd. You know, in charge. So basically, him, Rigurd, Gavta, Ragna, and a couple of the other direwolves go. Basically, that's where I think we're leaving it off, like when they're leaving. So, let's just continue. But we did leave it off to where we went back to the Naruto universe, and I said like a day in Naruto where Naruto is like 2 days in the Naruto universe. So, yeah. Anyways, though, let's just start this. So this is what if Naruto was reincarnated as a slime? Part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this. So, what happens is very simple. We basically are just going to the point where Naruto, Rigor, and Gapta are basically traveling to Dorgon. Along the way, basically, Naruto has been thinking. He's been talking to the Great Sage. He's been asking questions such as, okay, so about the magicules. Is there? I mean, I want to go more in depth into them. I need a better understanding. Could technically they work as chakra, like basically because of what the nine-tailed fox was? It was a physical manifestation of chakra, so you couldn't kill it. As basically, the answer is somewhat difficult to say. When I was thinking about it, it's like this. When Rimuru slash Naruto gets an actual body, and basically he gets chakra again, it's gonna be like he's not able to die. As long as there's magicules, because chakra is not existent, it basically is a substitute for, the magicules are a substitute for chakra. If you want to basically say, but I mean that's why I think Great Sage will say to Naruto, basically, and say even if he did die, he would reform due to how much magicules he will have. If he's basically a very high in rank and has a lot of magicules and strength, he basically would reform in a matter of days, but he'll be half at the level he was, and he'll have to rest for a couple of days or months to get back to his full strength. And Naruto basically understands that. Some other questions is like, basically, he basically is also wondering how much of the Kyuubi's personality does he have. Basically, not with a quick scan, with a quick try to basically going through the memories along with Naruto helping out, they find out that there's a lot of memories that Naruto has. Memories that he doesn't even know, jutsus that he doesn't even know, different fighting styles. It's like the Nine Tails, even though it didn't like humans, was seeing it all from a human perspective. Yes, I'm giving Karama a way to transform to a human because Kitsune, Nine Tails. Why not? Add a little bit more to it. And basically, he's a physical manifestation of chakra. I think he can basically shape his form into anything. So, in a sense, he basically became human and, you know, lived a life as a basically pretend to be a human to travel around instead of destroying things everywhere he goes. Which Naruto thought on the way is like, huh, so that's how the Kyuubi always went around and never got caught by people. Weird. But cool. I mean, wait, then you say, wait. Kitsunes are basically tricksters and very good at illusions. Of course. I should have realized this. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, after he basically realized that, he doesn't ask any more questions, but they do stop at a river where everyone's taking a rest. So, he basically asks, "Hey, Rigger, who was the person that basically named your brother?" As Rigger tells him, Lord Gemma. Lord Gemu. Yeah, Gelmu. And he's like, Lord Gemu? He was like, yes, servant to the Demon Lord. Huh, servant to the Demon Lord. Wait, Demon Lord? What the heck is that? He's like, you don't know? He goes, there's a lot of things I don't know, Rigger. Which he goes, oh, I'm sorry then, Lord Rimuru. He's like, it's no problem, it's just, can you please explain about it? He goes like, well, here's the thing. The Demon Lords are basically the most powerful people, well, besides dragons, on the planet. Dragons and Demon Lords could be exactly the same strength or even stronger. It depends, really, on who's the dragon and such. But basically, they have certain ways of doing things. One, the Demon Lord actually has his own kingdom. Another Demon Lord, well, potentially, actually, most of them do. Or basically, they lead people. And, well, a lot of humans don't like to get in conflict with them. It's like, I see. So, basically, they're like a governor, govern society where they, well, basically, they rule over some place. Am I right? He goes, mm-hmm. Basically, in Naruto's mind, he goes, so like the daimyo, and all the humans or kings are basically the Hokages. Huh. That's really cool. That's really interesting. So, after that, he basically talks to Ragna, and it was just about how he killed his father. Would he wanted to get revenge, or even thought about it? Which Ragna tells, yes, I did, but because Naruto spared the pack and basically showed them kindness, he basically is very motivated to serve or to help Naruto out as much as he can. So Naruto's actually relieved, but he does say he doesn't like to kill. It was only a last resort, and he still apologizes to Ragna about it, which Ragna tells him he doesn't need to. So basically, after a couple more days of travel, Dwargon is in sight. Also, they did have that little camping at night where basically what he did ask about the whole entire Dwargon basically has many different races, all basically working together and in coexistence with each other. Also, it's inside of a mountain that has a mine. And basically, he'd say like there's dwarves, humans, lizardmen, and elves. Which Naruto goes like, okay, lizardmen and elves and dwarves. Okay. Which, I mean, technically, unlike basically, remember, Naruto has no idea what elves are, so it's like, he's not going to be, exactly the same way as what, Rimuru acted when he heard the word elves. So, Naruto does pick up the red flag when basically Gota, you know, uh, Gapta. Gapta basically says about he basically got beat up before he even got inside, which he goes, huh? Okay, that's a red flag. So, in a sense, when they get there, him and Gapta basically leave the group like they did, like what Rimuru did in canon. It's just, when they get there, here's what I think. Because Naruto was basically a ninja in training and his extra years. So, I'm saying this. He basically is not gonna go and legit, turn into a direwolf and use the basically. Hold up. Yeah, use menace. He's not gonna do that. You'll see why. Think I know what he'll do. So, basically, when they are just waiting, two humans come up, and they just basically, one of them's like, hey, looks like we got some weak monsters here. And I was like, yeah, drop everything you got and get out of here, monsters. And which Gopta says, I knew this was gonna happen. And which Naruto was like, huh, there's a red flag, I thought. Gopta, has this happened before? Where she goes, yes, Lord Rimuru, this has happened. In which Naruto was like, okay. Remember rule number 1 I said? He was like, don't harm humans. He was like, what's the other rule? Only to harm them though in self-defense. He was like, but this is not a self-defense time. I got this. Which, basically, Naruto goes up, and he goes like, alright, you two. Or, well, 3 others. I'm only giving you one chance. And one chance only. Just pretend you didn't see us, and walk away. Which, basically, one of them, without Naruto noticing, said about him being a talking slime. It would have been getting a lot of money. In which now, well, they basically, hear that from Naruto. They get angry. They said, we thought about keeping you alive, you stupid slime, but now we're gonna kill you. In which Naruto just sighs and be like, well, actually, Rimuru just sighs and be like, it's always with people like these. I hate it. What should I do? Oh yeah. He basically legit jumps up over one of them, mimics into basically a snake, and legit uses paralyzing spray. I think that's the name of it. I think I wrote that down. Yeah. Yeah, paralyze spray. In which he basically paralyzed the 2 people that, were about to try to kill him, but then the other 3 guys, basically the mage, the cleric, and the, I guess, berserker, or axe wielder, also get paralyzed, and then basically Naruto turns back into normal, and just kind of hops over to Gonta. He's like, well, that was easy. People definitely, when basically Rimuru turned to a, well, Naruto / Rimuru turned to a snake, they kind of ran and, scared, and basically the guards do come over and ask what has happened, and, well, Naruto goes like, are we in trouble? But they still get captured, and basically now in the jail, basically the knight is like, okay, so, you basically were threatened. He goes, Instead of fighting them, you decided to turn into a big giant snake and then paralyze them. He was like, yep. And then proceeded just to act like you never even did anything. He was like, that's what happened. He goes, well, there was no one hurt. The men were paralyzed, and all witness accounts saying what you said is true. It's like, so, are we free now? He was like, well, yes, I'm about to. As then all of a sudden another guard comes over. He was like, Kaido! He's like, yeah, what's wrong? He was like, we got some guys basically in the mines, and basically due to like some type of beast, some type of body armor beast, something, scale beast, and they're like, he's like, crud, those guys are not gonna survive. You know, basically he asks about, are some reinforcements going there and get them? He says, and then, basically they could be injured, so, like with Rimuru, he basically lets the healing potion, and he kind of just tells him exactly the same thing. But then, Kaido tells him to basically get back into the cell. Well, back into the cell. Which Naruto was like, you got it. He just gets in after they leave. He's like, well, huh. He really does seem to be really worried about those guys. I have a good feeling about him. So, after basically just killing time, in which, going through some memories, basically, in which, well, this is why I'm saying Naruto would not like Madara Uchiha, and heck, he actually will not like the first Hokage, or Mito Uzumaki. Heck, he'll learn about even Kushina, and he will slightly be angry with her too. Reasons why. He has Kurama's memories. He technically is Kurama slash Naruto. He's Kurama that was, basically just imagine this. Naruto has Kurama's little bit of personality, but all his memories. Kurama is Naruto with none of his personality, but with more cheerfulness, and actually have a better outlook on life. But he has all Naruto's memories and his own, and, it's just complicated. I try to explain the best I can, but anyways, like I said, continuing on. So, Naruto was basically going through memories. So, he basically was seeing about how Madara controlled the Nine Tails during the Hashirama fight, and he only feel angry after being controlled, which, technically to him, that's not mad because he was controlled by a human, just being controlled in general and doing something against its will was just, how should I say this, was basically something that he does not like. Then with Hashirama, telling him that he's a dangerous beast that, that needs to be out of sight and keep people safe. He does apologize for this. Mito Uzumaki then sealing away the Nine Tails. And then basically after that, one day, Mito says that you are a beast that needs to be restrained for the sake of the world. In which he can feel the hate towards this woman, basically as Kurama's memories, fester in his mind. But he could understand, but still, he says Kurama was not a beast. He had an intelligent mind, and of course someone will be mad if they wake up and they're sealed. Stupid human. Which he was, I'm really getting Kurama's personality. At least it hasn't taken over much of my personality. Then he remembers Kushina Uzumaki, but he also, he remembers Kushina, but he goes back to where Hashirama, and he goes, who decided that, who was a danger and who wasn't? Just because you were the first Hokage does not mean you were basically could decide about the tail beast. So, then he basically, like I said, remembers about Kushina, and Kushina's hatred towards the Nine Tails was equal as hatred towards, Mito. He realized that his own mother treated the Nine Tails nothing more than a beast. Didn't try to even get to know him. Didn't even try to even talk to him. Heck, used him as a battery. Mostly. And it's like, now he understands why the tailed beast, aka the nine-tailed beast or any tailed beast that don't have a good relationship with their Jinchuriki do not like humans. He understands now. He he knows he cannot hate his mother, but he's very disappointed in her. That but he does realize he probably would have actually done the same. He would have blamed Kurama for all his problems, but if he basically met him when he was a kid, but he do understand that he got older. He did start to realize that he can't blame the Ninetales for the villagers. He can't blame the Ninetales for the beatings. He can't blame him for anything, really. But still, he had no love for the village, very much. Well, he had love for the village, but not the villagers and the people that, treat him bad. And he basically did not like the Ninetales, but he never really got to know him very well. So, in a sense, he decides, I do not like Mita Uzumaki, and my respect for Hashirama Senju went down a margin. For my mother, I'm just disappointed with her. What else is new in my life? Oh yeah, I'm a slime in a different world. Basically, he says that in his mind. And then the Great Sage says, and also basically you're a fox. He goes, that too. So after he says that in his head, Kaido and 3 different men come over to the cell. Basically, Kaido thanks him for basically giving them potion, and the other 3 guys the other 3 dwarfs thanks him too, because of that potion. One of them was able to keep their arm, and they were able to live and go back to work. So, after Kaido lets him out and gives him a meal, he basically asked him why. He said he'll basically give him a favor, anything he needs, and instead of help, he'll help him. So he basically said, we need some arson. Well, basically builders. I'm trying not to say arson, but it's just so similar in my head what they're trying to say. Like, they need someone like a forger, basically a blacksmith, a basically person able to help make clothing and buildings, basically. So it's just those type of people. So I'm not too sure if I can't say that. Basically, he just needs help for people to help build stuff. Show them the ropes on how they can help with the village. In which Kaido says, well, you're in luck. I know basically the best person in Dwargon for it. In which he was, really? He was like, come, follow me. So, Naruto follows Kaido. And, well, on the way there, Naruto sees a sword that's glowing. In which he goes, wait, is that sword glowing? Oh man, that's so cool. Basically, Naruto, though, also has been fascinated and amazed by what he's been seeing. He did think that Konoha was not this advanced or this busy at all. But anyways, back to what I was saying. After Naruto says that, Kaido goes, hey, that's the guy we're going to go see who made that blade. Come on. So, yeah, they basically go to the blacksmith place that, well, Kaido told him. He was like, well, like I said, best place in town to get basically someone to help you. He was like, wow. I mean, it's like you know where he lived, or where he worked, or he'd been here that often. Which he goes, After all, he's my brother. Which basically Kaido just walking forward and gets to the door. Naruto was, going basically following Kaido. He goes, but meanwhile he's like, brother, huh? Well then, small world. So after that, basically Kaido introduces Rimuru slash Naruto to Kaijin? Yeah, I'm just gonna say Kaijin. Basically, he goes like, "Hey, Kaijin, I got someone here for you." Which basically, Kaijin was basically working on a blade, and he stops. He was like, "Huh? Who is it?" Which, after he basically looks over, he sees Naruto. Naruto was like, "Yo," which goes like, "A slime?" And it can talk. Don't see that nowadays. Which Naruto goes, "Yeah, I've been told." Anyways, Kaido told me you can help me. Which Kaijin says, "Unfortunately, I can't. I have to do a task. Well, I have to do a task for the kingdom." Which Naruto goes like, "Oh, seriously? Well, that's Obviously, he stops mid sentence and look at the three guys that were basically just looking at him. He goes like, "Hey, it's you guys!" And they go, "It's you!" One of them says, which Kaijin says, "You know this guy?" He goes like, "Yeah. He's the one who basically gave us the potion." Which Kaijin basically looks at Rimuru slash Naruto, puts up his goggles, literally goes basically where he's in front of Naruto, you know, and basically sits down cross-legged, and then bows to Naruto. He was like, "Thank you for saving them. I owe you basically for that." Which Naruto goes, "You don't owe me nothing. Besides, I was glad to help." But anyways, so what's this thing about your task for the kingdom? Where he was like, "Well, uh, there's basically before Kaijin can say anything, Kaido says, "Let me guess, Vesta gave you a task." He goes like, "Yep, Vesta gave me a task, but it's just not me. It's any blacksmith. We have to basically work on 20 magic shields, swords with a magic steel core, basically." And basically, I only made one, and then I won't get done in time. It's like 5 days or something. Which basically goes, "Then why did you take it?" He goes, "Because." He basically says Vesta was mocking him, and he basically couldn't take that. So yeah. So basically, he's going back to work. Naruto basically asks Great Sage what is magic ore, and it just tells Naruto, but Naruto doesn't laugh. He goes, "Hey, old man, I think I got something to help you." He's like, "Huh? What is it?" All of a sudden, he pops out magic steel. Which Kaido goes like, wait, well, not Kaido. Kaijin goes like, "Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Is that magic ore?" And it's a cluster. He was like, old man, I think you might want to take a better look at it." Which Kaido basically put that. I mean, he had his goggles on again. Then he just lifts them up a bit put on his head. He's like, "Wait, that's magic ore. It's already been processed, basically." Well, yeah, magic steel. I mean, not magic ore. Magic ore was already processed to become magic steel, and it's a cluster of it. I can make some great weapons with these. Which, basically, he says, I mean, he goes like, "This is basically always a lot, and I'm willing to compensate for this." Naruto basically making a mental grin. He just jumps up on top of it. He was like, "Alright. I mean, I'm willing to part with this. I mean, it does have a lot of sentimental value, but the right price, I'm willing to basically, part with it." Which was, "Alright, I'll do anything." Basically, anything in my power. Which, then Naruto goes, "Huh, I was hoping you said that." So, he basically says, "Alright, here's the thing. I need your help to basically find people that are willing to come back to my village and help us build." He was like, "Huh?" He was like, "Yeah, help us show the ropes on how to make clothing and, build buildings." I mean, we kind of need that to even start a village. Which, he was like, is that all? He was like, well, maybe a few people to show us basically how to make weapons and such, and armor for the future. Which, basically Kaijin basically goes like, well, I can actually help you. Actually, better yet, I'll basically be the one to do it. Sort of. Well, no, that's technically later on. But I don't want to say he would be like, because I'll be even. Yeah, okay, no. He basically says, I'll even be well enough to help out, basically. Yeah, that sounds way more better. Anyway, Switch Naruto was like, really? He was like, yeah. But first, I have to build those magic swords. In which, Kaido says, really? It's like, well, I have to start doing it, even though it may be an impossible task. So Naruto gets all the magic steel, goes over to Kaido, and basically talks to Great Sage. So, well, it's very simple. From here, it just keeps going on like it wasn't canon. Naruto eats the sword, copies the sword, makes 20 of them, and technically, they go to the butterfly, something. I was probably never going to remember the place, but basically, it's where the elves are, and basically where something will happen, and Vesta appears, besides in a flashback or memory of how he looks. So, anyways. So, after basically all the swords are basically brought in, Naruto's like, so you want me to come with you to this butterfly place where elves are? He goes, mm-hmm. One of them says. He goes like, okay. Can you please tell me what elves look like? He's like, you never heard of elves? He goes like, I'm a slime monster. No one really talks to me. Which, technically two of them actually were thinking about it. And the one that's basically always silent, named Mirrored, the youngest, the middle child, Gord, says, that is true. The eldest, saying Gorm, like, sorry about that, Rimuru. He's like, it's no problem. So, Naruto says, I'll come with. Let's go. So, yeah, basically they get to the butterfly place, and, well, Naruto sees elves, and he's like, holy moly! He's basically saying in his head, he's like, these elves are way more prettier than any girl in Konoha. Heck, probably any of them are basically prettier than any girl in any of the elemental nations. Just want to say this real quick. Basically, in the Naruto universe, Sakura, Ino, Hinata, and Tenten feel very mad. Especially Sakura. And she goes, for some reason, I feel like someone insulted me. But they're dead. Yeah. So basically she's saying she has a feeling it's Naruto who insulted her in some way or form. And yet he's dead. Okay. I know I shouldn't really do that. I should really focus on the rumor, but I had to have some some comedy in it. And I don't know why I'm the one who thinks that's funny. I mean, Ino even feels a little bit mad at Naruto. Like I said, he's dead. And Hinata doesn't even understand why. But she believes Naruto said something, but yeah. Anyways, so what happens to Rimuru happens to Naruto, but Naruto's thinking, oh my god, what the heck is happening? This never happened to me before. I mean, sure, I was beating him when I was a kid, heck, even when I was in my mid-teens, but still, this is all new. But I like it. I mean, the hugs are nice. But, why so close? I need to get a human body as quickly as possible, because I don't want to be in this position again. But, I mean, it is sort of nice, but still, No. In which Kaijin saying like, looks like you're enjoying it, Naruto. He's like, to be fair, I never really been hugged by beautiful women before, so in a sense, any person would actually enjoy it, a hug from a beautiful woman. In which Kaijin and now basically one of the guys basically puts a thumbs up on that. But they kind of also basically kind of got Kaijin off a little bit. I mean, it seems like there's more to it than what basically, Rimuru was telling him. In a sense, Naruto is gonna kind of say some things about his past that no one's gonna understand, but are gonna be sort of worried for him. Well, not really sore, but actually worried for him because they don't know about his past. So, Naruto, since he cannot, since he's a monster, he really can't have the alcohol affect him. He does drink, and everyone's having a good time. And Naruto was saying, like, I was never enjoying myself in Konoha, so why not here? Life is great. Wait, I forgot. When something good happens, or getting good, something bad always happens. And with my luck on that, trouble always follows me everywhere I go. Enjoy it while it lasts. That's basically just, drinks, the drink that they serve, basically. So, after that, Naruto's basically having fun, talking, chatting, and, well, he does ask for another drink, which they said, can't even taste it. He was like, nope. But honestly, I mean, for some reason, in fact, I know it tastes really good. I mean, surrounded by, good people, having fun, again, served by, someone as beautiful as you. I mean, had to enjoy a drink, right? In which, basically, the woman who was serving Naruto, the elf woman that was serving Naruto, basically says he was a charmer and such, and Naruto just nods, no, I'm just saying the truth, and being honest. So, after that, basically, one of the elves basically is just saying that you want me to tell you who's gonna be your, well, basically your future love life or something. I remember it was basically they were twice. One of them was saying about showing him basically who's gonna be like the future person he's gonna end up with, his soulmate. For this one, this is what I think. It's gonna be blurry. I mean, there's gonna be like more than one, but it's like they don't see it clearly. I generally think that because it's like, it basically just means like it could be any one of them or all of them or such. But basically, it's just like they won't know. So basically, the crystal ball, they are the elf is basically basically channeling magic and trying to see. But there's like basically different images which they're blurry, they can't be really seen. But then all of a sudden, though, one gets into focus, though, which she was surprised when it actually showed more than one. But then, basically, now it only focused on one. Which basically they see as Shizune. Well, Shizu. Yeah. Yeah, Shizu. In which Kyle said that's one pretty lady. In which though Naruto was like, huh, well, why was there like four at one point before it changed to this one? Which Nelf just says, well, it can mean many things. One of those other people could have been, soulmate. Two, they all could be. Or three, well, they could all basically like you, but you won't know. So he was like, so I'll be dense to it, which she just nods. She's like, why do I feel like that has happened to me already? I feel so bad for the person that I did that to. All of a sudden, Hinata sneezes. And she wonders if someone's talking about her. Okay, now I'm joking around. Okay, so anyways. So, after that, Vesta, starts talking what he says in canon, and, telling that he can't stand that, seeing Naruto. And when Naruto basically approaches, saying, just not saying nothing and just basically just listening to him talk, he's thinking, just like everyone else in Konoha with him. Well, this is never gonna get away from me, and I'm already used to it, so whatever. Vesta basically, walks over to Naruto, he knows, and then pours his drink on Naruto. In a sense, Naruto quickly absorbs the drink before he even gets on the girl's dress. In which Kaijin's like, Rimuru! He's like, he just looks at Vesta and goes like, thanks for the drink. I needed it. I was really thirsty. But she's like, But she was like, Rimuru! He was like, don't worry about it, Kaiji. Worse stuff has happened to me before. This is just, well, easy to take. Which one, basically, that kind of surprises most people there, including Vesta. But quickly leaves because he's a monster. So, in a sense, he's about to say something, but then Kaijin punches him, then punches him again, and then he basically goes like, Rimuru, you said you need someone to be, to help you out in your village, right? He was like, yeah. We're gonna go find them later. He was like, no need. I'll be the one to help you. He was like, wait, seriously? He goes, mm-hmm. I'm the best guy in town, right? He goes, yeah, that's what I've been told. But yeah, that'll be great to have you basically be at the village. I think it'll be really improved if you're there. Which basically Kaijin just, smiles. Which Naruto's thinking, yes, now we have Kaijin, I think a lot of things will change. And then Naruto gets arrested along with Kaijin and his companions. And the whole entire prison scene when basically Gorm, Dord, and Mirrored basically say they're going to come too since they're a package. And we kind of skip to the next day when the trial's happening. So, Vesta's proxy is talking away about how Kaijin attacked first. Well, attacked him, and, Vesta didn't do nothing. Trying to make Kaijin look bad. And the same verdict happens, and the exact same thing does happen. With basically, getting exiled. But the thing is, Naruto was technically realizing something during the whole entire, trial. First off, he's thinking, okay, mental list. 1 to do. Have a ninja force started. Seriously. I need to have intel on everyone in the whole entire nation. 2. You have some spies around. Well, some trading agreements to happen. 3. Kevin, I'm actually gonna say this. Try to have them have a team only specialized in stealth and reconnaissance, and tracking and espionage. We don't want to have assassinations. Well, technically, I didn't think I was really gonna bring the ninja world to here, but hey. Maybe I shouldn't even start on my dad's, Harassing Jutsu. Only I had some memories of that. Basically, when Naruto was thinking that, he then heard about the whole entire, Kaijin and his companions to be exiled, which Naruto was like, I didn't even pay attention to any of that. And I guess some of my old ways in the academy are still here. But Naruto gets the evil idea about Vesta. So, before they leave, Naruto goes up to the guy that was being the judge. He's like, hey, sir, I want to give you this. And then he pops out the potion. He's like, here. And he gives him the potion. He was like, what's this? He was like, oh, there's a potion I made is to help heal him. You know, he points to Vesta. It should really work very well. Well, have a good day. Naruto just leaves. And the whole entire thing that happens with Vesta happens. So, though, when after that scene ends, we do have King Dorgo, Gazelle Dorgo. King Gazelle basically, tell his spy to keep an eye on us. Well, not us, I mean, keep an eye on Naruto, and because he cannot believe they let a creature that powerful leave, and basically hurt the proxy, severely. So, I mean, he even says that he's strong. He could be strong or stronger than the Storm Dragon Fedora. Yeah, I mean, if you really think about Naruto, technically it is probably stronger than Fedora. And then as soon as he gets chakra, that is, oof. You didn't. I mean, just think about it. Naruto chakra, and then he has basically 9 tails worth of it. I think I don't have to say no more. Anyways, so the whole time leaving Dorgon, goes on the exact same way. Getting back to the Goblin Village, naming 500 goblins, and basically 3 days sleep. Now, well, this basically happens somewhere else in the world. 3 adventurers were basically getting back and explaining their basically reconnaissance mission, and basically getting 3 days off, and they're complaining, and they even have some mysterious woman basically saying she'd like to join them. So after 3 days were up, basically Rimuru Naruto, decides to basically try and learn some new things, and he basically found out he can basically do a spell called Black Lightning, and he shows Ragna by demolishing a rock obstacle in the middle of a lake. And he goes think to himself after it was destroyed, I need to put that on the shelf of, used for emergencies or needs to make a big distraction. So, because of that, when Naruto and Ragna gets back to the village, Rigurd basically became the Goblin Lord. Well, no, Goblin King. They have different, goblins would be the Lord, and other goblins would be underneath them. So, Naruto thinks, has he got bigger since he became the Goblin King? I mean, did he evolve even more? I mean, makes sense. So, basically, though, before he goes any more in that thought, Rigurd says, Lord Rimuru, the scouts have basically saw some activity in the forest. He goes, wait, really? He goes, it might be another kingdom trying to expand that territory. Which Naruto slash Rimuru says, alright then, I'll head out and see. And I'll bring basically some of the goblins and riders with me. So that's what he does, and, I mean, from there, I'm definitely starting to get tired, so I'm not going to really be talking much. I'm just going to, make the video go a little bit quicker. Naruto basically does exactly the same thing to the end as Rimuru would do. Shoot it with Black Lightning. It was like, yep, keep on the shelf for emergencies only, or basic distractions. So he basically treats the humans back to their camp, back to their village, and treat them to a meal. So after basically Rigurd telling him that he decided to help them, by giving them food to eat, Naruto praises by saying, good job, Rigurd. It's always good to help out people. Then Rigurd says, then I'll dedicate my life to helping out people. He's like, just do it cautionally, alright? He was like, yes, Lord Rimuru. So, after basically after basically that, they entered, and Rieger introduces Rimuru as the master and the lord of this goblin. We have this basically town, well, technically the town that they're building, and they were kind of shocked, which Naruto was like, you got a problem with that? And they're like, no, just surprising to see Slime in charge. He was like, can't blame you. So basically, one of them introduced themselves as Cavell, then it's Aaron. No, wait, Arena. Oh, yeah, Aaron. And then the other one as Gaido. And then Shizu. He just goes like, it's a pleasure to meet you guys. Which, basically, they kind of go like, yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you too, and thanks for all the help, one of them says. And Naruto realized they're kind of scared of him. He's like, what's the best way I can actually make sure they actually aren't scared of me? And then he gets an idea. He basically turns into the fox slime. Well, he just gets the ears, the tails, and just gets the little paws. And they're like kind of shocked. He goes like, what? Never seen a fox slime? As he tilts his head. Which they're just like, as the girls are just thinking that's so cute. They say they want to go up and hug him. And then he thinks to himself, good thing I did not do this particularly with the elves. I think I would have got glomped even more. Anyways, he snaps out of it. He was like, anyways, I'm not really a bad slime, or fox. I'm nice. Technically, they just, for some reason, they can't take him seriously in that look, but at the same time, they can tell he's not lying, so they kind of ease up a little bit. So, after that, technically speaking, they would go on to explain why they're there. It's like, I see. Since the Storm Dragon of the door is not around, a lot of things are happening. Then he thinks, I didn't expect that to actually happen. I really need to find a body soon and try to get used to it again. Heck, even try to control all that chakra I have stored up. Hopefully it's not going to be that much. But if it is, then good thing the multi-shadow Kunjutsu actually is going to help. That'll be good. And I basically have a whole lot of knowledge of chakra control and exercises. But that game release really does interest in me. I'll have to think about this more later. So, after that, he goes, well, we're just trying to build a village, a town here. That's all. We're not trying to, do anything else. Which, he says, I hope the guild doesn't have a problem with that. They shouldn't, one of them says. This is Aaron. And he goes like, well, can always check with them and see. I know we're not breaking any laws. Then he thinks to himself, probably. Which, one of them does nod. He goes like, yeah, we'll have to tell. But I don't think it'll be a problem. Since you're not trying to cause any problems. But he goes, nope, just trying to live in peace. So, after that, everyone's having a good time getting to know each other. And I want to say, Naruto sees Shizu walk away. Well, not Shizu. Shizu walks away. And he technically follows her and it's the sun, it's like sunset going down. He's like, so, you're not, from around here, huh? Which, basically, she was like, Oh, no. How can you tell? He's like, oh, the way you sit. I don't know where you're from, but I just know from that way. Can you tell me? If you don't mind, that is. And he was like, then he thinks to himself, seriously, I'm being so blunt, to the point. I hate my stupidity sometimes. But she goes, not at all. So she kind of says, she's from a world called Japan, a place called Japan, in which Naruto was like, really? I'm somewhere called the Element of Nations. She goes, really? He goes, mm-hmm. She basically then how did you come here? He goes like, oh, I was stabbed by kunais and killed by poison. She goes, kunais and poison? Were you a ninja? He was like, ninja in training. But she goes, but I technically saved someone I didn't really like that much. In truth, I considered him like a brother since we both knew the exact same pain as each other, but that's near here or there for right now. Which Shizun looks at him confusedly. Then he basically goes, "Well, I mean, would you like to see what my village looked like? I mean, it's all up to you. Of course, I'm going to only show you probably the best view in, well, the whole entire village." Which she just goes like, "Yeah, I'd like to see it." Where she asks Great Sage, and he basically shown Shizun basically what Konoha looked like from the Hokage mountain. And she was shocked by it and amazed. She goes, "Wow, it's so different than what I know of. But it's like also a little bit more advanced. It's amazing." He goes, "Yep, best view in Konoha." It really is a good. It always is basically good, especially around the nighttime of the summer. Where she goes, "I bet." And then technically Shizun has her, basically pain, which Naruto asks, "Are you alright?" She goes, "Yes, I'm fine. I'm This happens from time to time. It's no problem." He was like, "Okay." So then basically Kaijin comes in. He goes like, "Hey, Rimuru, I need some advice on, I need some approval on something." He's like, "All right, come in, Kaijin." He's like, "Come on. I hope we get to talk later." And Shizu, she goes, "Yeah, me too." So Naruto basically, goes over to Kaijin, and they're walking away. Now, technically, in the anime, it'll be just showing how Shizun. Well, technically, I mean, if you really think of it, technically she would have talked about Japan and then how she got to this world, so he technically would also remember that Fedora would have said something about being a summon, would actually have basically their soul cursed to basically be like a slave and or a tool, and Naruto would kind of got mad at that, which Shizun didn't really notice, but something was off for a minute with Naruto, so I remember she did notice that, but she didn't know what. But he then stopped. So, after that, we would technically seen in the. Hold up. Alright, so technically we would technically see that Shizun technically would have a nightmare of her past, and she would technically start to glow red a little. But nothing happens. So, just that morning, she basically goes out and Naruto says morning, asks how she likes our little town, which she says she loves it. Now, give a minute, yeah. Now, basically, she would say that, Naruto does offer her a place to stay here if she wanted to, or ever come by, but she said no to staying, but she would say she would love to basically come by when it gets bigger, and, visit. So, technically, when Kaval, Eren, and Kaido were about to leave, Shizun, is in pain again, and then all of a sudden fire happens and there's a bright light. Nobody know what's going on, and then we find out that Shizun is a legendary adventurer that basically was in retirement, and then all of a sudden Infrit shows up. So, yeah, everything from this part is going to go exactly the same. It's just the fact that Naruto eats the ice lance, and gets an icicle shotgun. And generally, when basically the three adventurers get hurt, he has Ragna basically take them away, and he basically is gonna face Infrit himself. Now, though, when Infrit basically has multiple shadow clones of himself, fire clones of himself, he goes. Naruto's just literally just be like, "Okay, this is just freaking stupid. I don't know if your clones are exactly have the exact same power as you, probably with fire, not half of the power, but still. These are just shadow clones, which all the Ignil, basically. Wait, not I'm actually gonna look at Infreet. It's Infreet. Getting tiredness. Sorry, Infreet. Basically, just looking at him quizzically and confused as Naruto starts spinning, and then he says, "Icicle shotgun," and all the icicles hit their target besides one. And then basically after Naruto stops, he was like, "Huh, try that." Well, basically, yeah, try that now. Taste a little of this, and then he says, "Black lightning." As black lightning, shoots down, hit Infreet. It isn't Bane, but then after when the smoke clears, it's a little bit sizzled, and then all of a sudden, basically, magical circle appears Naruto and fire erupts. Naruto does start freaking out, saying, "No, I can't die again. I'm not gonna die this time. I have to find a way out. I don't want to die. I just started liking this new life. And if I get about it, I could, no." And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Wait a minute. I'm not feeling no pain. And it doesn't even feel like I'm taking any damage. What's going on? Is he pretty weak?" Which, technically, then Great Sage goes like, due to, fluctuation, body temperature fluctuation, or thermal fluctuation, it was called. Yeah, thermal fluctuation resistance. Everything is null. Which Naruto's like, "Oh." He goes, "Mm-hmm." He's like, "Don't, you're, you know what, never mind." So when Infreet was about to leave, Naruto basically shoots an icicle web and it wraps around Infreet. He was like, "Huh, I didn't underestimate you. And yeah, I was still in a bad situation, but you underestimate me so much more." Underestimated me. Basically, Infreet gets the webbing off him. That doesn't work, but then he tries to shoot fire at Naruto. That doesn't work. He's like, "Well, now, time to finish this." And he activates Predator and eats Infreet, and not, Shizune. So, yeah, basically, Infreet is basically in, that was eaten, and the spirit basically is well. Ifrit is where the door is, and they meet each other. So, yeah. And technically, after basically that's done, no, basically Rimuru / Naruto sees Shizune with Shizu, and he's like, "Shizu!" And he runs over and, well, not runs, but, jumps over as fast as he can to her. And, well, that's when all the other people came. Now, I only watched that many episodes, and it's a good while. I mean, it's good, like, hour. I'm sorry, technically, if this wasn't much action. I was just following the episodes, and I know I didn't really go into much explanation, but it's like, I'm just tired. I'm really just getting tired, so, and I'm starting to lose focus, as you can tell. So, in a sense, I'm, sorry. But, I'm gonna be trying to make a video 10 months, after I'm done with work later. I hope you guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Bye, everyone. It may not be part 3 to this one. It may be a part 2 to the credits one, or one of my older ones. So, bye.